Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
The last victim from the Uvalde school massacre is now laid to rest.
A shooting at Robb Elementary happening just a month ago. 19 students and 2 teachers now all in their final resting place. Today were the funeral services for 10-year-old Uzziah Garcia. A celebration of life was held in San Angelo, followed by a burial. According to his obituary, Uzziah was a gamer, very active in sports, and was described as loving, sweet, and smart.
And I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like, what the is happening? Like, and you could just hear da 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 da. You can hear kids screaming.
This Uvalde mother took us through arriving at Robb Elementary moments after the gunman opened fire on students and teachers.
Angelique Gomez says she saw law enforcement surrounding the school but not rushing in. Her overwhelming frustration landed her in handcuffs, and when she was let out, she ran into the school and saved her children along with other students. She tells me her fight and struggle with law enforcement isn't over yet.
Somebody jump out the window.
Oh, the kids. They're getting the kids out.
In that moment, I was like, they're really happy to see each other. They got that they're each other, that they're alive. The boys were crying very hard and saying our friends have died today.
Angelique Gomez says she'll never forget reuniting with her 2 sons at Robb Elementary, a place she's been to for years, but this time having to run past officers to make it inside to get her kids out of harm's way.
I left work and did their job for my 2 sons, so they didn't. They failed me. They failed me and my sons and all the rest who died and the kids who were in the building and that are traumatized by it now.
Are you in there?
Where?
She, along with other parents, cried and begged officers to run in. Gomez was handcuffed briefly for not cooperating. After being let go, she jumped a fence and went into the school not once, but twice. It's something the DPS director has said is exactly what officers who were trained, had tactical gear and weapons should have done to stop the massacre. While inside, Gomez got her kids as well as told a few other classrooms to make a run for it. Now a month removed from the tragedy, some families are lawyering up.
This is an unusual case because herein you have police actually preventing people from protecting third persons or protecting their own children. Men that were, I believe, tased and pushed down. As a matter of fact, Angelique was falsely arrested or falsely imprisoned for a short period of time.
Gomez and her attorney, Mark DiCarlo, are planning on filing multiple lawsuits in this case over law enforcement response and school security, as well as defending possible charges of tampering with an active scene.
The sacrifice is worth it. Living and breathing is worth it.
At this time, both Gomez and her attorneys say they're in no rush to file the lawsuits because they want to make sure they have all the information needed for taking this case to district court. And just because the funerals are over does not mean our coverage on Uvalde is going to stop. To see our past stories, just head to KSAT.com. We also have an article where you can learn about each of the victims.
Well, history has now been made in the U.S. after President Joe Biden signed a gun safety bill this morning. The Safer Communities Act is the first gun reform legislation to make its way through Congress in nearly 3 decades. The more than $13 billion bipartisan package includes enhanced background checks for gun buyers under 21. It prevents people convicted of domestic abuse from purchasing guns. It gives incentives for states to pass red flag laws, and it provides funds for school security and mental health services. But the bill does not include a ban on assault weapons.
Today, we say more than enough. We say more than enough. It's time when this seems impossible to get anything done in Washington. We are doing something consequential.
The bill passed with bipartisan support. 14 Republicans joined Democrats in the House on Friday, just one day after 15 Republicans joined Democrats to support the legislation in the Senate.
New tonight, a shooting on the west side where one person died is now being investigated for homicide. The victim is identified as 57-year-old Santos Fernandez. The shooting happened Friday morning on South San Dario Avenue near South General McMullen and Highway 90. When police arrived, Fernandez was found slumped over on the sidewalk. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Police believe Fernandez was riding a bike nearby when he was shot. Several bullets were collected at the scene. So far, no arrests have been made.
The Texas Department of Public Safety is investigating a plane crash in Kerrville. Details are very limited at this moment, according to the Kerrville Police Department's Facebook page. But as of now, there's no word of any injuries. The crash happened near Our Lady of the Hills Highway 27. The plane crash caused a fire, which was put out by the Kerrville firefighters. We will keep you updated on any developments with this story.
And a terrifying scene overnight for a father and his toddler who were shot during a home invasion, according to San Antonio police. The home invasion happened just before 1:30 a.m. at a home on Raybon Drive near Ritterman Road and Loop 410. Police say the man and his 4-year-old son were in the living room and someone allegedly entered the home. They had the suspect then shot the man in the head and the toddler in the face. Both were taken to University Hospital in critical condition.
Following the landmark Supreme Court decision overturning Roe v. Wade, many are now asking what's next. While more states are moving to make abortion illegal, others are working to increase access. And now growing questions about how the Supreme Court could now take on other matters like birth control and same-sex marriage.
Legal abortion across the land!
The Supreme Court's decision ending constitutional protections for abortion is sparking protests nationwide. Police firing tear gas at protesters outside Arizona's state capitol. Demonstrators flooding this freeway in Los Angeles. In Rhode Island, a candidate for state senate says her opponent, a Providence police officer, punched her at a rally. That officer has now been charged with assault. Outside the Supreme Court, 2 people were arrested for destruction of property. All this while some celebrated the court's decision.
I honestly cried tears of joy. It's been something that we have been waiting for so long.
Joining Alito were Justices Clarence Thomas, Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett. Some now expressing concern after Justice Thomas argued in his concurring opinion the Supreme Court should reconsider other rulings codifying rights to contraception access and same-sex marriage.
Clarence Thomas saying that, basically queer rights are next. Not a surprise. It's why we all have to show up.
In Minnesota, the governor signed an executive order protecting women who seek abortions in his state from legal repercussions in their own state. Abortion is now illegal for 31 million Americans in at least 8 states, with 18 more likely to ban or severely restrict abortions in the coming days or weeks. Planned Parenthood is already filing a lawsuit in Utah to block the state's trigger ban.
A month is almost over. However, still plenty of time to celebrate Pride in South Texas.
Yes, there is. Tonight, San Antonio's official Pride Parade is underway along Main Street. The celebration kicking off an hour ago with floats and rainbows as far as the eye can see.
People taking part in the parade telling the night team's Lee Waldman standing together in this way is more important than ever. Let's go out to Lee, who's out there right now. Lee?
Y'all already know I love a good parade, and it's hard to top this one. There is so much love and joy, music, lights, everything you could want in a parade is happening with this one right here. It's amazing to see people coming together with that message of hope, love, and acceptance. Check it out.
It's loud, it's colorful, it's pride bigger than Texas.
Being visible for the community is absolutely important, especially right now with what's going on with the Supreme Court. And you know what? San Antonio has always been so vibrant, so supportive of border town communities. And this is an amazing opportunity to just be yourself, live your true, authentic self.
Promoting people to live their true, authentic selves, the Pride Parade is bringing together people from all walks of life. Main Street lined with the colors of the rainbow as people join to celebrate and stand together.
Yesterday, we witnessed the historic overruling of a Supreme Court ruling that could potentially affect our LGBTQIA plus community and families. And so it's very important that all of us come out today and show support and stand together as one to help drive forward a more positive future for our community.
Among the sea of acceptance and love, a single counter protester holding several signs against homosexuality. On the heels of a controversial Supreme Court ruling, people we spoke to say standing as one proud is more important than ever.
We need events like this to continue to spark the change that we need in America.
Now tomorrow is the big finale for our Pride celebration here in San Antonio. You can mark the event by going to Pride at the Park Fiesta, Texas tomorrow. Put it on your calendars. We have all the details, of course, at KSAT.com. Reporting live, Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
So I know it's been really, really warm out there this evening, but it looks like there was a good breeze. So that's some good news. We can always, at this time of year, count on that breeze after the sun goes down. And we'll certainly take it because we're still sitting near 90 as we look at this beautiful shot of the downtown skyline with live cam. So it was another really hot day, and just in case you were wondering, yeah, we got up to 100 again this afternoon after a morning low of 76. So far this year, that is 21 triple-digit days. And we'll likely see day number 22 tomorrow because it is going to be another really hot day on Sunday. But if you've been watching the forecast over the last few days, you know we've got some rain chances in the forecast next week. In fact, they really start to pick up on Monday, and they'll continue through next work week. We're going to see some relief from the heat thanks to those rain chances too. So coming up, we'll talk about the change in our weather pattern that will lead to these rain chances, and I'll also let you know how much rain you could expect to see in your yard over the next several days. That's coming up in a bit.
A local man is sharing his connection of Black history right here in San Antonio, why he says it's so important to preserve Black history. Plus, hurricane season is here, but still no major hurricanes. But the preparation for when they do come is happening right now. Why it's important that rescue crews are always trained.
The city of San Antonio is still overwhelmed with pets in need of a forever home. The latest efforts to combat this problem, plus the village it took to put together. Next. It's a pandemic problem that requires thinking outside the box solutions. That was the goal behind the Rescue United adoption event. Dozens of cats, dogs, and even a horse were on display to be adopted at the San Antonio Shrine Auditorium. What makes this event different is that 13 different rescue organizations brought their pets in need of a forever home all to one place. Organizers say the need for people to adopt is overwhelming.
We're all struggling because there's just too many animals on the street. And then with COVID, a lot of the vets were shut down. So that took away from all the free spay neuters that the local community could, take advantage of.
The event also offered spay, neuter vaccines, and microchip services for the people.
Oh, I love the puppies.
You gotta give them their forever home.
Katie, forever home. I got it. Don't worry, I heard you. Katie, are you good?
I'm good. I wasn't on TikTok or anything.
It's the weekend.
We're just excited about the rain chances.
Oh my gosh, I know, me too. Really excited to be able to talk about something other than the triple-digit heat. Now, we do have another triple-digit day coming up on Sunday. So changes don't really kick in tomorrow. We're looking at a high around 101 in San Antonio. But by Monday, those temperatures come down just a bit. And you're not going to be pulling out the sweaters or anything like that. But we'll actually get our temperatures down to where they should be this time of year. Our average high right now is 93. We've been trending anywhere from about 8 to 10 degrees above that for several weeks. So to get down into the mid 90s, even upper 80s on Tuesday is going to be a big treat. So this change in our temperatures and an increase in rain chances is due to a change in our weather pattern. The heat high has been plaguing us lately. It's what's kept us so hot and so dry. By Monday, it is finally going to break down, essentially fall apart, and that's going to allow for some rain-making energy to move across our part of the state as we get into next week. We're talking about periods of rain, showers, and some non-severe thunderstorms. And with those rain chances and the added cloud cover, it won't be as hot next week, and I know that is some really good news. We're all looking forward to that. High temperatures today, 101 in Hondo, 102 Pleasanton, 98 in Kerrville, and 103 out in Del Rio. And it's still plenty toasty out there right now. We're reading 90 at the airport. It's also 90 in Uvalde, 94 in Del Rio at this hour, and 85 in Kerrville, down at Stinson, 89, New Braunfels, 88. So warm, but we do have a good breeze out of the southeast. Around San Antonio, Bexar County, winds are about 10 to 20 miles per hour. They do drop off from Bulverde up to Bernie Stage, and even some calm winds across parts of the hill country, but most of us have been treated to a really nice breeze this evening. Looking ahead to your Sunday, some brief morning clouds starting off mid to upper 70s, so warm and muggy first thing tomorrow, 92 by lunchtime, and as I mentioned, another very hot day tomorrow. Look for a high around 101. Mostly sunny in the afternoon, and I will bring in a really low chance of one of those stray pop-up showers tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours, but most of us will miss out. Elsewhere across the KSAT viewing area, here's what you can expect tomorrow afternoon. 101 Sabinal, 99 Utopia, 101 Seguin, and 102 in Nixon. So here's your futurecast at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Pretty quiet. A few of those puffy cumulus clouds, and again, a stray brief shower will be possible from the afternoon into the evening hours. Look what happens, though, by Monday. We haven't seen a futurecast like this in a while. Some isolated showers will be possible late Sunday night into early on Monday. And then as we get into Monday afternoon, things start to heat up. Look what bubbles up across south central Texas to more isolated showers and non-severe thunderstorms. And what I really want you to take away from Futurecast here and as we head into Tuesday is that there are going to be periods of rain. There's not going to be a day next week that's going to be just a complete washout where the kids are stuck inside all day long. Rather, periods of showers and some non-severe storms will come and go each day next week. As far as coverage goes, it looks like Tuesday is our best day, but even through Thursday and Friday, some isolated activity will remain possible. Here's a look at the rainfall potential through Thursday evening. So again, you're going to see several days in a row of rain chances, and that's really exciting because it is so dry. But I just kind of want to manage your expectations when it comes to how much rain you could actually get. That legend is helpful, but let me actually put some numbers on here for you. A lot of us through Thursday evening should expect between 1/4 and 1/2 inch of rain. Places east of 35 and 37. As you get closer to places like Gonzales, Hallettsville, and the Houston area, that's where we could start to see some totals above 1/2 inch, maybe approaching 1 inch of rain. But a lot of us, unfortunately, I think are going to end up closer to 1/4 inch of rain, even over several days next week. So it won't be a drought buster, it'll be a drought denter.
Any of it.
Yes, but
any of it we'll take.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you.
Any drizzle, sprinkle, anything we can get.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for that, Katie. All right, now shifting gears. Draft night has been going on. Big time moves for the Spurs. What can you tell us?
We got 3 new draft picks coming in. They were all introduced this morning at the AT&T Center. When we come back, we'll hear from all 3 draft picks on how young they actually are in relation to the Spurs in general. Plus, their family was on hand as well. We'll hear from them next.
We're really excited. We look forward to the city of San Antonio getting to know them and them getting to know the city of San Antonio, and that starts today.
3 new faces have arrived in the Alamo City, ready to help the Spurs continue building towards a championship contender in big board sports. The Spurs officially introduced their 3 brand new first-round draft picks this afternoon with a press conference at the AT&T Center with jerseys already made. 9th overall pick Jeremy Sohan will wear number 10, a jersey famously worn by another man who loved to dye his hair while in San Antonio, Dennis Rodman. 20th overall pick Malachi Branham will wear number 22, and 25th overall pick Blake Wesley gets number 14. All 3 of these guys are one-and-dones out of college, spending a single year as freshmen, and it's another sure sign that San Antonio is embracing the youth movement. So how old are these guys again?
We all just turned 19. So I remember last year they dropped Josh Primo. He's a young cat. So got a lot of young people on this team. A lot of development. So yeah, we got to learn a lot. So.
We spend as much time teaching them how to drive as we do teaching them how to play defense. So.
We still need our driving license. I do not. I don't even have my permits. So.
Do you want a car?
Hopefully, if I pass.
All right, so to put their age in perspective, Jeremy and Malachi were right around 1 month old when the Spurs defeated the New Jersey Nets to claim the franchise's 2nd NBA title in 2003. Blake was 3 months old, and they were all 11 years old when San Antonio won their most recent title in 2014. Do these kids remember that run?
I do. So my uncle, he was a big Spurs fan. He still is now. But I remember just watching him scream at the TV. It was crazy. You know, he loves Tim Duncan. That's his favorite player. So.
His uncle's name was Lawrence, and he was actually in the gallery at the press conference. I know for Spurs fans like Lawrence, it's tough to think about now, but it's been at least 3 years since any member of the Spurs' Big Three last played an NBA game. Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker helped put the Spurs on the map as an NBA dynasty. So what do those 3 players mean to this new generation?
They're really important people in this, game. Tim Duncan was a great power forward, and that's my position. So,
being in that situation where a legend played, I think it's crazy, and it's like a oh wow moment, and I feel like we can all learn so much from them.
Definitely some big shoes to fill. All of these players brought their own family to San Antonio for today's festivities. Here's what their family had to say about becoming a part of the Spurs family at large.
It's great. It's amazing, to be honest. I'm kind of speechless, but on the other hand, it's just nice to see him, how he uses his fundamentals and how humble he is, and yeah, how he's enjoying this time.
It's amazing. You know, actually, I think it's great culture here. I think the individuals that run the organization, the individuals within the organization are a great crop of men and women that really look out for the players, and you know, I just think over the years they've had great culture and established a great organization, so it should be fun.
I'm expecting, first of all, the Indiana kid to do Indiana things on the basketball court. Actually, Coach Pop is only 30 miles away from our house. He grew up in Maryville and we were in South Bend, so hopefully Blake will bring those skills and development, and he's going to learn. And so Texas is big, so he's got to do it big.
That's the right attitude to have. Coming up later in sports, the Astros throw a no-hitter for the first time since 2019, and they do it in the Bronx. I can already tell Courtney's looking forward to these highlights.
I'm not.
I know. And that's the point.
To go back to the kids real quick, if they need to learn how to drive, as long as they win, we'll open up all the streets for them. They can take as many laps around the city as they need.
That's correct. We're more worried about them driving to the hoop than driving cars yet. Thanks for that.
All right, we haven't seen any major storms yet this hurricane season, but the preparation never stops. How training done now could save lives in the future.
He's got connections to one of the first integrated doctor's offices in San Antonio, and he's taking time to share that story in hopes of keeping Black history alive. It's our latest episode of KSAT Explains. Next.
Well, there's an organization in San Antonio dedicated to making sure the stories of our Black local community members are not only told, but preserved.
It's the San Antonio African American Community Archive and Museum, or SACAM. They hold history harvest events to get people to share their documents, photos, or even their stories in their own words.
SACAM just wrapped up its Juneteenth History Harvest, and KSAT Explains their team brings us one of the stories that they've shared with us. Myra Arthur introduces us to Charles Clifton Andrews Jr.
My name is Charles Clifton Andrews Jr. I was born in San Antonio, Texas. I was a doctor's son, and there were advantages, obviously, economic and social advantages to being a doctor's son. But I was a Black doctor's son. San Antonio was a little different than most of the cities in the South and Southwest, in that it was a tad more liberal than other places. But I grew up on a block in the 1100 block of Culebra on the west side of San Antonio that only had 2 Black families. My father had the first integrated medical practice in the South or Southwest. And what he did was he simply opened up his office on the west side in an area where there were Mexican Americans, African Americans, Chinese Americans, Gypsy Americans, German Americans, and white Americans. And he just opened his office. He was the only doctor around. And so they came. And some of those non-Black patients of Dad's remained his patients for the 60-something years that he practiced medicine. We had family in a little town called Idabel, Oklahoma. And we used to drive up. We had to pass through a town called Greenville, Texas. Greenville had a sign on either end of the highway, coming and going, that said, "Welcome to Greenville, Texas. We have the blackest dirt and the whitest people on earth." We'd just about gotten through when we were pulled over. And we were pulled over because the policeman thought that he had seen a Black man driving a white woman in the front seat of a car. My mother didn't have any Negroid characteristics, no features as such. Mother looked like she was white. And so he stopped us. My mother and father tried to explain to the policeman that my mother was colored and not white. And the policeman would not accept that explanation. My brother and sister, my younger brother and sister were in the car, both of whom were fairer than I. He called me a pickaninny and made my father and me get out of the car. And he handcuffed me to my father. And he made us walk to the edge of town. Now, it was about a block. I mean, it wasn't a long mile or anything, but it was about a block behind the car where my mother drove it. And when we got to the edge of town where the sign was, he unhandcuffed us, told us never to come through Greenville, Texas again. It was the first and only time in my life I ever saw my father cry. Saw tears coming from my father's eyes, because there was absolutely nothing that he could do about it if he wanted to live. There was a store here in San Antonio called Josky's, and native San Antonians of my age and era will recognize that name. The high-class place to eat in San Antonio was a place in Josky's called the Camellia Room. My mother had a friend, a very close friend, whose name was Kathleen Boyd. They were both members of League of Women Voters, and they decided that they were going to integrate the Camellia Room. And because my mother didn't look like she was black, and then my uncle, G.J. Sutton, who very obviously was African-American, came to the the entrance of the Camellia Room and tried to enter. They told him, Mr. Sutton, we don't serve colored in the Camellia Room. And he said, yes, you do. You're serving colored right now. And what are you talking about? He said, my sister's in there eating right now. So they went over to my mother and they said, excuse me, but there's a man at the front who says he's your brother and he wants to join you. And my mother looked around and said, oh yeah, that's my brother G.J. Let him in. He said, that's your brother? Yeah, that's my brother. And you know what? They let him in. And that's how the Camellia Room at Josky's of Texas got integrated.
The San Antonio African American Archive and Museum is located in La Villita. If you'd like to learn more, go to saycam.org and check out any episode of KSAT Explains. Just scan the QR code you see here on your screen. KSAT Explains takes one topic and explores it in more depth, perspective, and context. It's here on the news. It's here on the weekends and also in the news at 6:30.
Summer is here, but so is hurricane season. We get an up-close look at the training efforts happening right now to prepare for the next storm. We are almost a month into hurricane season 2022, and we have no major events to date. But that doesn't stop preparations for response. In fact, crews with Texas A&M Task Force 1, the Texas Department of Public Safety, and the Texas Military Department are all collaborating in College Station. KSAT photojournalist Bill Caldera takes us front and center to some of their training exercises.
As we know in Texas, this is hurricane season.
Hey, Car, I got 2 victims in the water. I got a rescuer going out there to try to help them.
Your right 10 o'clock, you should see a yellow school bus. Call contact.
Copy.
Today I'm a victim, so that they have a real live person that they go down and get to and then hoist them up.
We are trying to replicate as close as we can to a natural disaster.
Okay, yeah, we'll drop down, we're looking.
The helicopter pilot gets his skill in communicating with his crew chief. The rescuer gets to come down and be hoisted. They work together as a team to get somebody that's in distress.
It builds confidence in them, and it also builds confidence in us that we know when we come down on that single strand of cable to perform a rescue, we're very confident in those above us that are going to get us out of that situation, and more importantly, we're going to get that person out of that situation.
Due east of Disaster City, approximately 5 miles. Request you come inbound.
Ready to run, confirm.
We've got people from all over the nation that are here training today.
But you're seeing air assets from Oklahoma, Arkansas. We have some from Indiana. Many states are participating. The feeling you get amongst the team when you do perform a rescue or do assist the public, they're having a super bad day, but if you can get them out of that predicament, that's a really gratifying feeling that we can help out.
It may give you a little peace of mind that you've got a team that knows what they're doing coming to help you.
Practice makes perfect, and tomorrow at 5, we're taking to the skies where a team within Customs and Border Protection called GTAC, or Ground Tactical Air Controller, operates during times of need. They responded to hurricanes Harvey and Ida to quickly get crews where they needed to be. That story airs tomorrow on the Nightbeat.
All right, another look outside with live cam. This is over near the airport and Loop 410. Nice and quiet out there, warm and breezy. Speaking of hurricane season, want to give you an update on what's going on out in the tropics. There are actually 2 disturbances, so unorganized areas of showers and storms that the National Hurricane Center is watching. One that's expected to drift toward the Caribbean next week. This has medium odds of becoming at least a tropical depression. And then a little closer to home, a disturbance that has low odds of organization next week. But this plays into our rain chances. We'll talk more about it coming up in just a few.
So we're not making it a thing today, but Katie is leaving us after this weekend. And so I just have to say, at least you're leaving us with a good forecast.
Yeah.
You're going to be here the rest of the week, but this is your last weekend.
Yes. Yeah, these will be my last weekend shows, and I am really happy that I get to talk about rain here on my last. Yeah, no kidding. It has been it's been a minute since we've had decent rain chances to talk about. And let's revisit this tropics update. So we'll keep an eye on the disturbance that could wander into the Caribbean next week. But as I mentioned, a little bit closer to home in the Gulf of Mexico, there's an area of disorganized showers and storms off closer to the Alabama and Florida Gulf Coast. And here's what that looks like on satellite. At first glance, really doesn't look like anything. And right now, it's not really anything. It's just an area of showers and storms. But over the next few days, a couple of forecast models want to take that area of showers and storms, try to organize it just a little bit more and bring it closer to the Texas coast. Odds of this even becoming a tropical depression over the next few days are really low, right around 20%. But I don't even want you to worry about that. Bottom line, this will be a piece of rain-making energy that moves toward the Texas coast Tuesday, Wednesday next week, and it will just kind of help to keep our rain chances around for a few more days, really through the end of next work week. So it's that extra moisture, extra rain-making energy that will actually help to stretch out our rain chances a little bit more as we get into next week. Let's revisit the rainfall potential as well, because again, you'll see several days in a row of rain chances, and we're going to be excited. We're looking forward to it because we have been so dry. But just the nature of the showers and storms that we'll have next week, a few days it's going to be pretty isolated, so pretty hit or miss. So that's not going to add up to a whole lot, even over the course of several days. So let me show you some numbers here. Generally speaking, a lot of us, especially around San Antonio and then west of 35, should expect between about 1/4 and 1/2 inch of rain from Monday, when those rain chances really kick in, through Thursday evening. East of I-35 and I-37, so over to places like Gonzales, Hallettsville, and Lavaca County, Cuero, and then off closer to the Houston area, you all have a better chance to see upwards of 1/2 inch of rain, maybe even closing in on 1 inch over the course of several days. So I just want to reiterate here that even though we've got several days of rain chances, it's not going to be a drought-busting rain for us. As I said, last half hour will kind of put a dent in the drought, but it's certainly not going to take it all away. Today's time lapse was a pretty day, but another really hot one. High was 100, 3 degrees shy of the record high temperature for today's date. And maybe you also noticed, if you took some of the big flyovers around town, that the horizon, it wasn't hazy. We don't have any of that Saharan dust in our skies. And even looking ahead to next week, really very low concentrations of that dust will be possible. So thankfully, no issues with Saharan dust looking ahead. Currently still 90 at the airport. It's 84 Pleasanton, 91 Cotulla, and 85 up in Fredericksburg. Overnight, we'll pull in some low clouds, so we'll start the day with some brief cloud cover. Temperatures generally mid to upper 70s, a low around 75 in Gonzales, 73 in Beeville, 77 in Eagle Pass. By the afternoon, mostly sunny and hot. Look for a high around 101 New Braunfels, 98 Kerrville, 101 Uvalde, and 102 in Cotulla. A little bit of a breeze tomorrow and a low chance of a stray shower as we get into the afternoon and evening hours. But again, it's Monday where we'll start to see a slightly higher coverage of isolated showers and non-severe storms, especially in the afternoon as things start to heat up. Periods of rain will come and go as we get into Tuesday, Wednesday, and even through the end of next week. But keep in mind, with the isolated nature of this rain, with the exception of Tuesday, our rainfall totals won't be sky high, but it's the best chance we've had in a while. And you see the effect it will have on our temperatures. We're happy about that too, guys.
Love the gift. Thank you, Katie.
You're welcome.
You mentioned hit and miss for the rain, but you know who did a lot of missing and no hits? The Yankees.
Oh, God. Yes.
I don't know where to take that one because I'm feeling the death glare from over here. Before we talk about the Astros, we'll get to that in a second. San Antonio FC is on top of the Western Conference stands. When we come back, we'll hear from head coach Alan Marcina on their performance in Colorado. Plus, yeah, the Astros did blank the Yanks. Got that too next. There's a new team atop the USL's Western Conference standings, San Antonio FC. The Alamo City Club earned yet another road victory, this time against Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. The match was decided by a single goal early in the second half, an own goal off a cross that was influenced by PC's attempted header, and instead it hit off of one of Colorado's best players. Now San Antonio has improved to 8-2 on the road this season and lead the West with 34 points thanks to a brilliant defensive performance in a playoff atmosphere.
Fantastic opportunity. This is one of the best teams in the league. They were top of the table before tonight's match. I think we conceded about 20 dead ball situations, and we kept a clean sheet. And that's something we worked on all week. And just fantastic. The focus, the effort, the commitment to be first to the ball, and again, keeping a clean sheet tonight.
And take a look at this photo. SAFC was fired up after the win. They return home to face SC Tulsa on Tuesday at Toyota Field. Kickoff is set for 8 p.m. The Athenians are rolling as well. On Friday night, San Antonio faced Wilco FC in Round Rock and won 2-0 to move into first place in United Women's Soccer League's Southwest Division. Olivia Wright and Sierra Wanamaker scored both goals for the Athenians. San Antonio has now won 5 straight matches and prepares to face FC Austin Elite in a showdown between the top 2 teams in the division next Friday in Round Rock at 7:30 p.m.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
It is looking less and less likely that former Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson will suit up for the Browns this season. Reports say that the NFL is pushing for an indefinite suspension that would last no less than 1 year under the league's personal conduct policy. Watson was accused of sexual assault and misconduct during massage sessions by 26 different women. 20 of those lawsuits have been settled as of June 13th, meaning 6 remain. A New York Times report indicates that Watson met with at least 66 women for massage appointments over a period of at least 17 months from 2019 to 2021. The other part that remains to be seen is how the Texans organization might be punished by the league. The New York Times also indicated that the Texans provided Watson with hotel memberships and non-disclosure agreements. Reports saw that the league suspension will likely come sometime around the week of July 4th. An arbitration hearing is scheduled to begin on Tuesday. All right, Courtney, huge American League showdown in the Bronx. Astros taking on the Yankees, and we've got a pitcher's duel in this one. Game scoreless through the 6th until the top of the 7th. J.J. Matijevic breaks the tie with a towering homer to right for a 1-0 lead. Houston puts 3 runs on the board in this game, but the story was the pitching staff. Christian Javier struck out 13 batters through 7 innings of work, only allowing 1 walk. And then Hector Neris and Ryan Presley came in the 8th and 9th innings and slammed the door shut. The Astros record a combined no-hitter, the first for the franchise since 2019, and they win it 3-0. And finally today, congratulations to Jesse Bam Rodriguez. The San Antonio native has defeated Thailand's Srisaket Sorarungvisai at the new Techport Center and Arena tonight to retain his WBC Super Flyweight title. Bam unloaded in the 8th round, and the referee finally had to step in to stop the fight. What a show by the youngest active champion in boxing. We'll have full highlights and reaction from the fight tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. and on Instant Replay. It's just the kind of show you want to see from a San Antonio native in town.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's so wonderful to be able to see him here.
Absolutely. Maybe the Yankees should take hitting lessons from Bam.